Welcome to the first tree demonstration. This is a 7.5 Bryce Canyon pre-lit. I added these little twinkle lights to just give it a little bit of movement, a little bit of twinkle in there. And I put 3 boxes in. And if you just want to add more lights to your tree, this tree has 850 lights already. It's pre-lit, but this just gives it a little sparkle. When decorating your tree, the first thing you want to add is the light. And then the second thing you want to add is the ribbon. So I'm going to show you how to put the ribbon in. And the color palette that I chose is gold and cream for this tree. And I have this beautiful embellished gold ribbon. This is 5 yards. For a 7.5 foot tree, you can do 5 yards on each side. If you do the back, you can do another yard, 5 yards or 2 in the back. A 9 foot tree, maybe 3 bolts of 10 yards. A 12 foot tree, maybe 4 or 5 10-yard bolts. What you want to do is you want to start making a loop. And you just make a loop, make another loop, just like tying a shoelace. And then get a piece of wire and tie it around like this. Instant bow. And I'm going to need to go up the step stool here. And I'm going to start on this side, and then I will show another half on that side here. So even a 7.5 foot tree, I still have to use a step stool. And you want to start at the top and work your way down. So just put your little simple bow up at the top. If you have an artificial tree, you can actually use the wire in the tree to cinch your bow in. A fresh tree, you would definitely need to wire that in, and you just cinch it in there. And then you fluff it up, and then with another piece, you make another loop and find another piece of tree and just pinch it in there. And then just work your way down. Keep your ribbon very loose, very billowy. Don't make it tight and taut like this. Keep it loose and then tuck in. And you can find in the inside of the tree, artificial trees, there's a little thin PVC piece, and you can just pinch that. And then come down again, maybe go a little bit like this. Tuck in, pinch. And for the bottom, you can curl like this and give it this little point at the bottom. And that's 5 yards. And I will do the other side. So once again, we do our loop, loop, piece of wire, now I'm going to do that again, but with this cream velvet. So we're adding another texture to the tree. And you can mix the ribbons. You don't need to stay with just one ribbon. You can mix them. This one complements because it has gold on the back, and it's adding our white or our cream to the tree. So I'll do couple of the loops, maybe 3 loops this time. And we'll put this one right here. maybe we'll do a little, some kind of a little bow thing here. The more loops and bows you make, the more ribbon you're using up. So this we may, yeah, we'll barely get to the bottom. This is a 10-yard that I cut in half. And we'll just leave that hanging like that. And we'll do that on the other side. Loop, loop. Tie it up. And you can use twist ties, anything that you can just cinch this, or the wire in the tree. And the wire you could get at Michael's, Joann's Fabrics. And then this one we'll put in there. And now it looks like you have a big bow at the top of the tree, and all it is just a few loops. It's a little lower than that one, so they're not matchy-matchy. There, and you got all your ribbon in. And what you can do is you can stand back and you could say, oh, I have a big hole here. So all you have to do is undo the ribbon and just scooch it over a little bit. Then on to the next phase. And that's adding your floral and your picks. So let's say you want to add a little snow to the tree. You can do it with snowy picks. And what we're going to do is just slide them in. And these all have wires so you can bend them so they're not all so straight. Couple more, a little more snow. We'll do one down here. And we'll do a couple on the top. And I'll show you how to do the tops of the trees like we do here with all the picks. You just slide it down in there. And you can even, because these have wire, you can give it a little bend, give it a little curve without being so straight. And we'll do a couple of those just to tie in our snow. Now I'm going to bring in some gold picks for the top. These gold picks with a little bit of the ice on them. And if you have a 9-foot ceiling, let's say, you could probably go that tall. This is just adding maybe another 6 inches at the most to the tree. What else do I have for the top? We'll do some more picks and maybe a floral. And I'm using a cream colored poinsettia with gold and some more real sparkly gold picks. This is a fern, and I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that in there. One in the back. Do a floral. Add that into our bow. There we go. And that's your top. And then if you want to add something else to the top without adding an angel or a star, I'm going to put a white peacock at the top. So we'll work the white peacock right in there. Something different. Can you see the whole? The next thing you want to add is some more floral and picks to fill in the space here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer them. So I'm going to take this berry, gold berry, and a poinsettia. Oop. And tuck them in. Tuck both of them in at the same time. And then the berries you can have kind of draping over, dripping a little bit. So we'll do a berry, a couple of roses, and a poinsettia. And then find yourself a space, let's say right here, and just slide it in. Have your berries kind of dangling. The roses, have them off center, and your poinsettia at the top. And then just keep repeating that in all the holes you see. And just tuck that in. And you can add these little clusters to wherever your ribbon comes in and pinches. So there's your floral and your ribbon, and we're pretty full, you know. I haven't even added the ornaments. So the ornaments, you want to mix different shapes and sizes. You want to bring in large, even though it's a small tree. The large ornaments you can set inside some of these spaces you have on the inside. These have a wire on them. So you can find one of the boughs and just hook it on there. And it gives your tree depth. One up here. Let's do these little gift boxes. And this has the gold and the cream. Another shape. And once again, you can find where you have some space. And it's another large ornament, but it works in a small tree. Whatever I'm adding here, you can kind of, in your mind, double if you're doing the back. A lot of people have their trees in a corner or up against a wall or something, so you don't need to do the back. Now I'm going to add a round ornament, and now I'm coming out more on the outer branches. Let's see, and I'm going to add another round. This is a solid gold. Now there's a lot of gold, a lot of solid pieces. You can add some glass, some clear glass. And the bottom branches. I didn't put anything down here. And then one more ornament, something finials, something that hangs. And then these you can put out on the outer branches, right, like icicles. And it's keeping in our snowy, icy theme here. And you can even use the picks that you put in, you can use to hang. Let's say that you don't have a branch, but there's a spot here. You can use one of the picks that you put in. And once again, you can lift it up or bend it around and hang these on the ends. Okie dokie. And then there. This is a very neutral palette, gold and white. You can mix anything with it. So I brought a couple. If you want, let's say you did this one year and the next year you want a little color. You can add red. Red is pretty in there. You can add almost any color. There's red. You can add green. And here's something that's just a hint of green, so it's still staying in our snowy look. And these are nice. These have hooks on them. And see how nice green goes with the gold and the white too. And any color. You could do a taupe in here would be really pretty. Copper, bronze, any of those dark colors. So it's a very neutral palette to start with, and every year you can add or you can change it. You can go, oh, this year I want to add my red, or come and see year after year we change colors and come and see what's new. Maybe put in a pastel pink or a blue or something. So when you're doing your tree, start with a neutral and you can always add to it. Thank you.